Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, wanted to make this video to go over the cards for we got New Japan Pro Wrestling's Declaration of Power, which will be this coming Monday, October 10th. Go over the card for that. We'll go over the card for tonight's Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory, which is, pretty much their biggest pay-per-view. I'll also go over the card for WWE Extreme Rules, which is tomorrow, October 8th. So you got Bound for Glory tonight, Extreme Rules tomorrow, Declaration of Power on Monday. So we're gonna talk about those. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Sammy Guevara Andrade El Idolo backstage incident. But you know what? Let's actually talk. Let's actually talk about that first, because I want to get the miscellaneous stuff out of the way. So AEW. So this whole situation with Sammy Guevara and Andrade, they had a Twitter war, and then it eventually led to a backstage altercation. There's a lot of suspect as to whether this was a work or not. It's apparently not a work. I'm hearing different stories. I'm hearing Sammy Guevara started it and threw the first punch. I'm hearing Andrade started it and he threw hands first. Like, I don't know what to believe, to be honest with y'all. I don't know what to believe. I really don't know what to believe. But, what was pretty messed up, Andrade was sent home. Sammy Guevara wasn't. Andrade was supposed to have a mask versus career match. It was supposed to be him versus Dark Order's number 10. But he got sent home. Match got taken off. But yet Sammy Guevara, he still ended up having his tag team match, partnered with Chris Jericho as they took on Bryan Danielson and Daniel Garcia, which was the main event. So it's interesting how things went down with that. And I mean, is it messed up that one got sent home and the other one didn't? Sure. But the only thing that I can really say is, like, I'm hearing like two different stories. It's like one story is saying Andrade initiated everything first, and then another story is saying that Sammy did first. Like, honestly, I don't even know what to believe. Which, it comes to the conclusion for me personally. That's why I try to follow these two simple rules as much as I can. Number one, everything is a rumor until it is confirmed true. It is a rumor until it is confirmed true. That's how I try to take everything. It is a rumor until confirmed true. Now, secondly, there is nothing wrong with trusting what you see, but verifying. Verify it. If you hear something, I mean, you can take it with a grain of salt, believe it, but verify. Try to at least verify. Because there's so much stuff that gets posted and then, nobody goes through to verify it. That's That's not a good look. That's not a good look. So verify it. Trust, but verify. I try to follow those rules when it comes to reports, any sort of headlines, whatnot. Especially when it's specified that it's a rumor. Excuse me. Especially if it's a rumor. So I try to look for confirmation, validation, verify as much as I can. Same thing with Bandito. You know, on one hand, I'm hearing that he got offered an AEW contract, and it seemed like he agreed verbally. But now I'm hearing that no pen was put to paper, and that he even got offered a contract from WWE. And you know what? It makes sense because we still haven't seen a Bandito is All Elite graphic anywhere. So we don't know if Bandito has signed with AEW or not. We don't have the graphic yet. The graphic makes it official. So, I don't know, just food for thought. Food for thought. Because, I mean, I know a lot of folks want to, say that Sammy Guevara should be fired or Andrade should be fired. Both should, both suspended. Probably both should be suspended for the altercation, especially if both threw hands. But all I'm saying is there are so many different stories here and there. Like, let's actually wait until we get the official details before we judge. That's all I'm saying. Let's wait until there's official details before we judge. So, I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. But, AEW had their Dynamite 3-year anniversary show. I can't believe it's already been 3 years. That's crazy. It's really, really crazy. An incredible match to open up. MJF versus Wheeler Yuta. That was an incredible match. Just really back and forth. Wheeler Yuta looked really strong in that match. And although MJF got the submission victory with the Salt of the Earth Fujiwara armbar, it looked like there was going to be a moment where him and Wheeler Yuta were going to share a handshake. But, of course, Lee Moriarty interfered and, beat down Wheeler Yuta. And Stokely Hathaway is going to give the Dynamite Diamond ring to MJF to use it on Wheeler Yuta. But here comes William Regal, brass knucks in hand, because that's his thing, and was getting ready to put a stop to that and pretty much shoot away MJF. So, but yeah, interesting sequence after that match. A really, really great match. Definitely a really great match. We had Darby Allin versus Jay Lethal. That was pretty good. Defeated Jay Lethal, and even shook his hand afterwards. He was reluctant at first, but he shook his hand. An incredible match for the TNT title. Wardlow versus the Machine, Brian Cage, and they were doing all sorts of stuff. Hurricane Ranas, head scissor takedowns. Even Wardlow did a Jeff Hardy whisper in the wind. I was like, what? Two big men doing lucha libre stuff. I was like, what? So that was quite impressive. That was very impressive. So, great matchup, but Wardlow won after doing the Powerbomb Symphony, which I still think he should get rid of and either go back to the F10 or do something different. But yeah. Afterwards, the Gates of Agony appeared, tried to beat Wardlow down. Samoa Joe FTR comes out. So, I mean, it was good to see FTR on there, but, haven't really gotten booked much in AEW, although they just, they did just wrestle in the UK for Royal Quest 2. So hopefully they'll start getting booked. And then again, they're defending the ROH World Tag Team titles at Battle of the Belts against the Gates of Agony. So that's a start, I guess. We had a trios match. The team of the interim World Women's Champion, Toni Storm, team with Athena and Willow Nightingale. Of course, Saraya was with them. And they took on the team of Penelope Ford, Serena Deeb, and Jamie Hayter, which Jamie Hayter got a big crowd pop, as usual. It was definitely a great match. And you know what? I gotta give them props for booking Willow to get the victory. She actually got the victory. So I was impressed. She ended up getting the victory, pinning Penelope Ford. I was like, nice. Very nice. Hit her with that gut wrench power bomb. So I thought that was really cool. Saraya even threw hands for a bit in the post-match brawl. So I thought that was really cool to see. And yeah, I think it's only a matter of time before Saraya's cleared, and we're gonna see her in the ring. I believe that's coming. I believe that it's coming. The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn had the whole National Scissoring Day celebration, which, oh my god, that was a funny segment. And of course, Swerve, was trying to play, spoiler, but when it comes down to it, it led to Swerve challenging Billy Gunn to a match next week in Toronto. So that should be interesting. We also got Willow Nightingale that's going to be challenging Jade Cargill for the TBS Championship at Battle of the Belts. So we got that, which I believe that's correct. Yeah, Battle of the Belts. Yep. So Willow's going to get another shot at Jade Cargill. And then Roosh versus Hangman Adam Page. I really, really wanted Roosh to win, but Hangman got the victory. And him and Jon Moxley, AEW World Champion, had a moment after that match. And, whew, I still can't believe this will be their first time squaring off. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. So that's going to be intense. That's definitely going to be intense. So I can't wait for that. Luchasaurus pretty much crushed and buried Fuego del Sol, which that's no surprise there. Jungle Boy has become a jungle man, and he has taken the fight to Luchasaurus. Of course, he had a chair, but still. But it looks like we're going to have a match in Toronto. This is what this is leading up to it. So, hey, I can't wait. Best friends going at it. Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy. It was only a matter of time. And then, of course, the main event was the tag team match. Bryan Danielson and Daniel Garcia teamed up against Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho, which, of course, Sammy got booed the whole entire match. I mean, badly. He got booed the whole match. And sure enough, Sammy Guevara gets the victory for his team, pinning Daniel Garcia. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if you ask me, that's a big slap in the face of the fans when you think about it. Sammy Guevara getting booed. A lot of people felt like he should have been sent home, just like Andrade, which is understandable. And to still have him there, and he gets the victory in the main event for him and Jericho. That's way to throw salt into the wound. That's for sure. But yeah, it was crazy. It was really, really crazy. But yeah, got a few title matches coming up for Battle of the Belts number 4, which FTR will defend the ROH World Tag Team titles against Gates of Agony. All AEW All Atlantic champion Pac will defend against the Dude Buster Trent Beretta. And then, of course, Jade Cargill will defend the TBS Championship against Willow Nightingale. So, a couple of championship matches there. So, should be good. I think all 3 of the ladies will retain. Or, not all 3 of the ladies, but all 3 of the champions going into their matches, I believe, will retain. Like I said, as far as Jade Cargill, something tells me she's not going to finally take her first loss until after she reaches 50 wins. Like, if she wins over Willow, that'll put her at 39-0. I don't see her losing until after she hits 50-0. As much as I hate to say that, I think that's what's going to happen. And, there's no telling who's going to give Jade's first loss. I mean, a lot of folks say maybe Chris Statlander, but honestly, I really don't know. Some say maybe Nyla Rose, because it looks like Nyla Rose may be getting her shot after this, but there's no telling who is going to give Jade Cargill her first loss. But we'll see. We will see. Let's go ahead and look at the card for Extreme Rules. WWE Extreme Rules. First off, just a couple of quick things. We know that Von Wagner in NXT defeated Andre Chase, so he will be in the NXT North American Championship ladder match at Halloween Havoc. Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark are your new number 1 contenders for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. We know that the match at Halloween Havoc between Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade will be a Weapons Wild match, as spun by Grayson Waller, the spin the wheel, make a deal. We know we're going to get an ambulance match at Halloween Havoc, which will be Julius Creed taking on Damon Kemp. And if Julius Creed loses, Brutus Creed must leave. Period. And pretty much the same thing if Damon Kemp loses, then he leaves. So that ought to be really interesting to see how that goes down. Brawling Brutes had a shot at the NXT tag team titles, but they lost. And not only that, it sounds like word is, which, I'm going to miss SmackDown tonight because, I'm going to be watching Bound for Glory. But the word is that supposedly, as early as tonight, we might see Legado del Fantasma debut on SmackDown. I'm also hearing word that it's just Raul Mendoza, Joaquin Wild, and Santos Escobar. I heard that Elektra Lopez won't be with the group. That's what I'm hearing. We'll have to wait and see once they debut, but I'm hearing it's just the three men, which would be kind of a bummer. I think having Elektra Lopez there, I think would really help, especially the women's division. But we'll see what happens. Um, let's see. Also, word is that officially Nigel McGuinness has been released from the WWE. Of course, he was known for doing commentary for NXT UK, especially the NXT UK Championship Tournament. So Nigel McGuinness is on the market. I think one of these two things is going to happen with Nigel McGuinness. Either one, Tony Khan scoops him up for AEW and even specifically for ROH. Especially, it could come in handy come time for that TV deal. Once Tony Khan can secure the ROH TV deal, I think having Nigel McGuinness part of that would be huge. Huge. After all, he's an ROH alumni. I mean, one of the big name ROH alumni. So, I think that either that will happen, or two, which I think is unlikely, but it's a possibility, that Nigel McGuinness could be brought back to WWE next year for the NXT Europe project. I think that's a possibility. I think option one would most likely be the option that happens over the other, but him being a part of NXT Europe, I think could happen. So we'll have to see what happens with Nigel McGuinness, but that's a big name. That's definitely a big name. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Okay, now let's look at this card for Extreme Rules. Now, the thing about Extreme Rules, like, the matches on here, I feel like the card has potential to be good. The only weak point with this card, there's only 2 title matches, which is both women's championships for Raw and SmackDown. Only 2 title matches. That's kind of weak. It's a pay-per-view. Like, I really feel like you want to have your championships defended on pay-per-views as much as possible. And this one only has 2 title matches, you know? So I feel like that kind of weakens it. That kind of weakens it a little bit, you know? It's a pay-per-view. It's a pay-per-view. You know, if folks didn't have Peacock, they'd have to order it on pay-per-view or whatnot. You know? And it's just, you want to have your championships defended on pay-per-views as much as possible. You know, regardless of how many you have in a year. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's just me. Anyways, WWE Extreme Rules will be Saturday, October 8th, which I believe this is in Philadelphia, if I remember correctly. I think this is in Philadelphia. But we have 6 matches. 6 matches, but they all have a stipulation. Okay. So we got the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium in a 6-man tag team, good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. Now, Imperium did interfere in their NXT tag title match this past Tuesday. So, um, you know what? This is going to be tough. Because remember, you got the Brawling Brutes, which is, Sheamus, Pete Dunne, because I'm not going to say Butch, and Ridge Holland, taking on Imperium's Walter, Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci, or, also known as Marcel Bartel and Fabian Eichner. Um, you know what? And then again, I think tonight, Sheamus is supposed to get another shot at the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, that's right. So, you know what? I'm going to say Sheamus loses that match, but I think the Brawling Brutes will win at Extreme Rules. So I'm going to say the Brawling Brutes win at Extreme Rules. So I'm picking them to win at Extreme Rules. We have a I Quit match. And this is actually a first ever matchup between the two. Edge versus Finn Balor. Ooh. But you know something? I think Edge will win. I mean, lately, Judgment Day has had the momentum for a while now. So I think Edge will end up winning this match. But it should be interesting how this goes down and who all gets involved in this match. But I'm going to say Edge gets the victory over Finn Balor. But I think it's a very promising match. We have a strap match between Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre. Oh man, I'm kind of at a crossroad with this one because I mean the last pay-per-view they had was Clash at the Castle and Drew McIntyre lost to Roman Reigns, so I wouldn't want to see Drew McIntyre lose a second straight pay-per-view, but I gotta go with Karrion Kross on this one. I gotta go with Karrion Kross. So I think Karrion Kross will pick up the victory. Okay. We have the Fight Pit match between Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. And the special guest referee is Daniel Cormier. You know, Seth Rollins has kind of had Riddle's number for a while. So you know what? This is Matt Riddle's turf. Even though he did lose to Timothy Thatcher last time he had one of these. I'm going to say Matt Riddle picks up the victory in this match. I'm gonna go for Matt Riddle. I think he'll pull it off. I think this is his territory. I think he pulls it off. Okay. We have the Raw Women's Championship on the line as Bianca Belair defends against Bayley in a ladder match. I'll say this. Something tells me Bianca will retain, but I think at some point, probably before the end of this year, Bayley will eventually dethrone her. I just don't think it'll be at Extreme Rules. So I'm picking Bianca to defeat Bayley. But I have a feeling Bayley will probably win the Raw Women's title before the end of this year. Because I just have that feeling we're going to see Damage Control with all three women holding gold. I think it's coming. I think it's coming. So we'll see, but for now I'm picking Bianca Belair to win. And then we got, which I assume this might even be the main event, the SmackDown Women's Championship on the line in an Extreme Rules match. Liv Morgan defending the title against Ronda Rousey. It's a rematch. You know, this is another one I have mixed feelings about. Because well, being that it is an Extreme Rules match, this is probably going to make it somewhat a little more believable for Liv Morgan to win. Extreme Rules instead of a normal match. Because, I mean, in a normal match, she got the pin, but she was tapping out at the same time, but the referee didn't see the tap out. So, but, I don't know. Who's to say that maybe Shayna Baszler interferes? Maybe Shayna interferes and helps Ronda win. After all, Liv Morgan beat Shayna, and here she is now defending against Ronda. So, I mean, that could happen. That could happen. But I don't know. This one's really hard to say. But I'll pick Liv. I'll pick Liv. But barely. But barely. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. But yeah, that is your Extreme Rules card. And like I said, that's for tomorrow, Saturday, October 8th at 8 p.m. So, there's promise to this card. I just feel like the weak point is the fact that there's only 2 title matches. But it might turn out to actually be a good show. We'll see. Like I said, every match on here has a stipulation, so it's good to see that, they each have a special type of match. Okay, let's switch gears to New Japan Pro Wrestling's Declaration of Power. Yeah, let's move to that. So, New Japan Pro Wrestling's Declaration of Power will be this Monday, October 10th, at the Ryogoku Kojikan in Tokyo. Unfortunately, Kushida had to be pulled from the card as he's still dealing with the health issue, which pretty much he has some sort of skin disease or something like that. So I hope Kushida can make a comeback, but he's been out for a while. And I was so bummed about it too because Time Machine got formed. Kushida and the Motor City Machine Guns, and man, that trio is fire. But looks like Time Machine's going to be put on hold for now. But yeah, let's look at the card for this. First off, we have a trios tag team match featuring Ren Narita. Ren Narita making his comeback. We got the squad of Ren Narita, Robbie Eagles, and David Finlay taking on Suzuki Gun's Doki, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and El Desperado. Ooh. This is kind of tough because, I do want Ren Narita to win this match. I mean, it's his comeback. You know what? I'll take a gamble. Ren Narita, Robbie Eagles, David Finlay for the win. Sure. I'll take a gamble. Why not? Okay, the second match is a tag team match. We got Suzuki Gun's Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. taking on Shane Haste and Bad Dude Tito. I'm picking Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. to win. I think that's an easy pick. We have a 8-man tag match. This is an interesting pairing here. So we got the team of Master Wato, Ryusuke Taguchi, Hikuleo, and Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on House of Torture's Dick Togo, Sho, Yujiro Takahashi, and Evil. Oh, man. House of Torture probably will win, but you know what? I don't like that stable, so I'm going the other team of Master Wato, Ryusuke Taguchi, Hikuleo, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Even though they might win, I just don't like, or even though they might lose, I just don't like House of Torture. Okay, we got a special tag team match. We got United Empire's The Great Okan and Jeff Cobb taking on Bishamon, which is Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto. This is tough. This one could go either way. Of course, you know I love Hiroki Goto, so I'll be going for them, but I think United Empire wins. I think Jeff Cobb and Great Okan end up winning. But I'll be rooting on Bishamon. Okay, next up we have another 8-man tag team match, which will be LIJ, Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, Sanada, and Tetsuya Naito taking on United Empire's Francesco Akira, TJP, Aaron Hanare, and Will Ospreay. Ooh. This ought to be good. But you know what? I'm going with LIJ for the win. LIJ for the win. But it's going to be tough. And it wouldn't surprise me if United Empire won. And we were supposed to get a special singles match between Kushida and Taiji Ishimori. But like I said, Kushida had to be pulled from the card. They haven't announced a replacement. So the match will happen. Taiji Ishimori will still compete, but they're going to announce a replacement at a later time before the event. So we'll have to wait to see who the replacement will be. So I'm going to stay neutral for that match, but hopefully Kushida can come back ASAP, get well ASAP. Next, we have the KOPW 2022 provisional match, a Who's Your Daddy match, which the trophy holder, Shingo Takagi, defends against El Phantasmo. Oh, Lord. You know what? As crazy as this sounds, I'm gonna go for the underdog. I'm gonna say El Phantasmo does some sort of craziness and pulls this off. So you know what? I'm gonna say El Phantasmo wins the KOPW 2022 trophy. I'm probably gonna be super, super wrong, but you know what? That's okay. You never know. Okay, next we have a special singles match. Kazuchika Okada taking on Jonah. This is a G1 Climax rematch, which Jonah did defeat Okada. So this is the run back. But you know what? I think Okada will repay him. I think he'll repay him back. So I'm picking Okada to pick up the victory, but this should be a great match. Like I said, Jonah beat him the first time. He did beat him. So we'll see if Okada can pay him back, which I think he will. I think Okada picks up the victory. And then for the main event, we have the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship on the line as Tama Tonga finally gets his shot. He gets his shot at Switchblade Jay White. I think it'll be an intense match. I think a good story will be told, but Jay White retains. I don't see Tama Tonga winning, unfortunately. So, got to go with Switchblade Jay White to retain the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So, pretty cool card. Pretty cool card. And like I said, that'll be this Monday. So, definitely looking forward to checking that out. But that is your New Japan Pro Wrestling Declaration of Power card. All right. And now for the big one, the main event. The Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory pay-per-view, which is tonight. Tonight at 8. Pre-show is at 7:30, which this will be taking place at the Washington Avenue Armory in Albany, New York. So let's see what we got on the card. So we have 8 matches. We got 8 matches. So it looks like the pre-show match, Brian Myers, the digital media champion, will defend against an opponent to be announced. So we'll probably find out tonight. I guess it's going to be a surprise. But Brian Myers will defend the Impact Digital Media Championship in the pre-show tonight. Okay. Going into the main card, we have a 20 wrestler intergender gauntlet battle royal called the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, where the winner will receive a trophy and a contract that they can invoke anytime within 1 year for a championship match of their choosing. So pretty much, it's pretty much like another Money in the Bank sort of situation, which, Moose did this once before. So I'm not a huge fan of the idea behind this, but this is pretty much Impact Wrestling's Money in the Bank. So far, the confirmed entrants are PCO, Rich Swann, Giselle Shaw, Heath, Bhupinder Gujar, Bobby Fish, Steve Macklin, Moose, Sammy Callahan, Johnny Swinger, Killer Kelly, Tasha Steeles, Savannah Evans, Joe Hendry, and Eric Young. Which there will be more. Like, that's, how many is that so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 15 confirmed. So we still got 5 more to add to that list. But yeah, I'ma stay neutral on this one. I have no idea who's gonna win this one, so I'ma stay neutral. 20 competitors. Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick. Okay. We got the Impact Knockouts World Tag Team titles on the line, as VXT, which is, Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo, the champions, will defend against the Death Dolls of Jessica, as in Jessica Havoc, and Taya Valkyrie. Honestly, I'll pick VXT to win and retain. Yeah, I'll pick them to retain. Next up, we have Mia Yim versus Mickie James. Remember, Mickie James is on the quest to get to the Knockouts Championship and win it. And if she loses at any time leading to that, she must retire. So this is another career-threatening match. And Mia Yim is going to be tough. Mia Yim, a former Impact Wrestling Knockout champion. I am going to say that Mickie James defeats Mia Yim. It'll be a great match, but I think Mickie James does get the victory. We have the X Division Championship on the line as Speedball Mike Bailey will defend against the former multiple-time X Division champion and Frankie Kazarian. This ought to be interesting. I mean, Speedball Mike Bailey's been on a roll, but he's going up against a Impact Wrestling, a TNA, pretty much a TNA legend. I mean, the dude's a 5-time X Division champion. Oh, man. I'm kind of at a crossroads with this one because part of me wants Frankie Kazarian to win, but he is an AEW superstar. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think Speedball wins, but it's going to be close. I think it's going to be close. Next up, we have the tag team, the Impact World Tag Team titles on the line. As the champs, Honor No More's the Kingdom, the OGK, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett defend the titles against Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns. Now, as much as I want the Motor City Machine Guns to win, I think the issue is that supposedly Chris Sabin, I believe his contract is getting ready to be up. I don't know about Alex Shelley, but I think Chris Sabin's contract is getting ready to be up. So that's the only reason why I don't see them winning the tag titles. But of course I'll be happy like crazy if they do win. But I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. But we'll see. If anything, maybe, Chris Sabin, leaving, maybe Alex Shelley as well. Maybe this is what eventually leads to them coming to AEW and we finally get the FTR versus Motor City Machine Guns dream match that a lot of people have been wanting to see. But we'll see. We will see. All right, we got the Impact Knockouts World Championship. Masa Slamovich gets her shot at the champion, Jordynne Grace. I think Jordynne Grace retains, but it should be a hard-hitting match. Should definitely be a hard-hitting match. And then the main event, the Impact World Championship. Josh Alexander defends the title against Eddie Edwards. And let's also remember that his wife, Alicia Edwards, gave him an ultimatum. Either you end this, or I will. So, I don't really know what to expect from this. I don't know what to expect from this. But you know something? I would not be shocked if Alicia Edwards interfered and helped Eddie Edwards win the championship, knocking off Josh Alexander. It would not surprise me. I mean, this is bound for glory. Something huge has got to happen. So I'm picking Eddie Edwards to win the title with an assist from Alyssa Edwards. That's my prediction with that. But Bound for Glory looks like a pretty solid card. Definitely a pretty solid card. So I'm looking forward to it. Should be really good. But yeah. So definitely looking forward to this. We got a lot of pro wrestling to look forward to. And also, I, I think there was something else. There was something else that I'm missing. I can't think of what it is. We got a lot this weekend. We got Bound for Glory tonight, Declaration of Power on Monday. We got Extreme Rules tomorrow. We got Wrestle Princess on the 9th. That's Sunday. So we got a lot of pro wrestling this weekend. Oh, one last quick New Japan Pro Wrestling information. The Halloween special of the Rumble on 44th Street, the New Japan Pro Wrestling event that'll be in New York, that will feature Stardom talent. So the word is that that Halloween special night is going to be a mystery card. That's right, it's going to be a mystery card. So the matches will be revealed as the wrestlers make their way to the ring. And like I said, I wonder what Stardom talent will have. And don't be surprised if they bust out a Mayu Iwatani or Utami Hayashishita. I got a feeling Mina Shirakawa will be there, maybe Waka Tsukiyama. But don't be surprised if they get one of their bigger names, like Mayu or Utami there. Or even Starlight Kid, if they want to, really set folks off. Starlight Kid. She has a big fan base here. So, we'll see what happens. But had to throw that in there. But yeah, definitely looking forward to the festivities. And yeah, I will be sure to put up probably separate videos across the board for Bound for Glory, Declaration of Power, and Extreme Rules when the time comes. But yeah, should be awesome. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. And thank you so much for watching. And let me know what your thoughts are on the cards for each of these big shows. Let me know your thoughts on the whole Andrade, Sammy Guevara backstage incident and everything, leading up to that. What are your thoughts on that? Nigel McGuinness. What do you think is next for Nigel McGuinness? So, yeah, let me know what y'all's thoughts are, your predictions as well. But anyway, for Blitzball Champ Gaming, I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. I'm going to get ready to prepare for tonight's festivities. Happy wrestling, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Take care. Peace.